Hey guys, it's Chris here again with a new transport today. We're towing a little tiny home, it's called. Anyway, we're transporting this tiny home from Oregon into California. We're here in the mountains right now with it. Just came across through I-5, and this is what it looks like. It's a small home on 2 axles, but it's very catchy in the wind, let's just say. It's somewhat windy here, and we're doing all right with this big guy, towing it just fine. So we're going to make this delivery later on today or tomorrow, but here's what it looks like from up on top of the mountain. Anyway, just to let you guys know, we have a sophisticated hitch system here. It's rated for about 50,000 pounds. This cross member here on the semi-truck was just recently installed. This is a heavy steel tubing, reinforced with not only a bolt pattern but also welded to the frame here. This tubing will lift the entire semi-truck and some. Then we've got a sophisticated hitch that's about I guess a 1 foot by 1.5 foot deep in length, that extends from, or actually is the insert that extends with a large ball, June 5/16 ball, and then the additional tow assist, cross members, crossbars, chains all secured. You know, we've got a chain strap here supporting the chains in case of breakaway. This particular system here was installed on the semi-truck just recently, and it's doing just great. Welded in all places. It's rated for 50,000 pounds, although these tiny homes are only about 20, 15, 20 sometimes. The park model units are a little heavier. This hitch assembly should take care of that as well. And if you're concerned or interested in knowing how I'm going to lower, if I need to, the hitch, so that way it gets better clearance if it needs to navigate for lower clearance, well, I got 2 huge airbags back here. If I deflate these airbags with a flip switch, the full axle drops down almost a foot. So I've got plenty of adjustability here through this hitch assembly by using the airbag. One more thing I got to show you, we've got a 7-way extension cable here that's dangling onto the frame all the way back to the bogey stick here, which extends it. Another connection here, and then it's going into the semi-truck 7-way as well, connected by a trailer brake controller right over here, which that's what this is. This is a trailer brake controller going into the 7-way for semi, going into the normal 7-way, dangling and zipped to the frame, coming out for another electrical junction box here connected, and then we've got the trailer lit up, lights were operational. We've got brakes being handled by the truck itself and through the brake controller up at the top. All right, so far so good. This is the area to enter. The customer wants it down this tiny ravine road here, and the issue we got is that we got a whole bunch of trees that are within hand reach. Second of all, this is only about 8 feet wide, very soft ground, as you can see, and just recently cut, and they threw a little bit of gravel on here, but it's so soft that big guy is gonna dig in. The other issue is I got a tree branch right here within a reach, hand reach, that needs to be cleared. So then we got to back up all the way this way on the soft gravel, and then dirt as well, wet dirt. Luckily it's about 30 some degrees outside, so this here is going to be a treacherous. By the way, we're sitting at an incline here, about 5% downgrade, and gravel finishes here or there, and then this is all soft dirt covered by leaves. Then customer wants it turned into this, a little bit of spackled gravel is thrown here as well, and then we need to be turning it and backed into that spot there. Problem is soft dirt, tree branches that are in the way. So a little bit of prep work. As you can see, this was just prepped the other day. A little bit of prep work will help along the way. There's this branch here that's gonna be in the way. I asked the customer to cut it because it's gonna scratch the building. Same with this one here. Can't reach away. And what's worse is the last one over at the very end is a huge branch, which is a bit of a concern, and we're hoping the customer can clean that up. It's this guy right here. It's literally dangling within my reach. Hey guys, it's Chris here. I'm delivering this tiny home. We initially arrived here about an hour ago. The customer liaison, the assistant property owner, directed us to park this tiny home in this location. We turned the vehicle around and got it into position. This is the position right here. The yard. There's utility lines on this side all the way around. There's electrical and power and cable and water. And so the setup is that there's a driveway that leads from there all the way to here. And so the idea was that we were gonna back it in, and back it in I did, back to this spot here. However, the owner of the structure didn't want the structure back in, wanted pushed with the tongue forward. Problem is that getting the tongue forward means that the truck will not have an escape route, and we would run over the electrical and the water line, and that would not be a good thing. I didn't want to damage any water lines. So with that in mind, we're deciding on another idea where we're going to have to reconsider relocating the tiny home by small vehicle. Hey guys, it's Chris here with Magdalena, the owner, the purchaser of this nice, beautiful tiny home. Well, we finally got it here. Got some help to get it in position. As you know, we originally talked about it, and it was originally planned to back in with the tongue behind, obviously. So we attempted to do that. That was a simple drop and hook and drop. But Magdalena needed it with the tongue forward, which
yeah, thank you.
She's, I guess, happy that we managed to get it. She's got the door over here, which she's super happy. Yes. So we made it happen for her. We got a little bit of work that we did to make this happen, but we made it happen. It's positioned with the tongue forward, and the rear to the rear, obviously. And anyway, we're good to go now. We got in position. We're going to lower it down on its axle, get the paperwork signed, and we should be good to go. Chris, we got the tiny home in place. Got my other truck leaving now. We got it in the exact position with the tongue forward for the customer as she needed it. She wanted it angled at this position. So now we're going to show her where the water is and all those things, so that way we can get out of here. The trailer is in perfect location. As you can see, it's sitting on its landing gear. Tanks are in place. The hitch, brake lines, all those things are good to go. Its landing gears are intact. The door still is locked. We have not accessed the inside, so we're going to be showing that to the customer here and then moving on. This particular time we had a little bit of help from our colleague here with his F-350. We usually use a pilot car or a secondary vehicle or a equipment of some sort for totes and for bigger, larger park size models. But because this structure is positioned in an awkward position, gravel, mixed gravel, soft dirt, and electrical and water lines, we were not able to get it with our semi in exact position. However, we successfully got it, and customer's happy. Alrighty, thank you. Inside the tiny home, beautiful design, very, very lovely home. Everything is taped, everything is sealed. The homeowner now is signing the document.
Signing. This is my home now, like for real.
And she's got the warranty packet, the paperwork that came in and synced. I kind of guided her where the water is at and where the septic is at and where the cable line is at, and we position it in place. All appliances are in place. Nothing is shifted out of place. Everything seems to be, I'm assuming, are you happy with our delivery?
I'm very happy. Chris was amazing. He made it all work, and he did some things that if he hadn't have done, it wouldn't have worked. So I was completely reliant upon him.
I so much thank you for that.
He did great.
Okay guys, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you on the other side.